Revival is on fire, which should not be understated, and they're going to be playing against Deception in this next match. Let's get into it. On the commentary desk down on the field is going to be Leaf and Findable Carpet. Take it away, guys.
And it doesn't matter what Bell was getting as a gift because I have the best one right beside me, the beard. And not any of the clones we saw earlier, but the real one.
Well, there was a lot of clones.
There's a lot of beards.
It definitely caught me off guard. And Gibbs, you've had a kid for what, 4 weeks? You're already at it with the dad jokes, fireworks exploding? Really,
he was
man?
doing that before.
I mean, yeah, but now he has like a reason, an excuse. I don't like it.
But at hand, we have Revival versus Deception. We just saw Revival play against Take-3 and 3-0 them. They're looking good. They're looking hot, but Take-3 wasn't looking as strong. Do you think that's going to be actually not too good for them playing against Deception? Do you think they're going to come in too confident, or do you think they're going to be ready for this match?
Well, as Bell said, Deception fell just short of being in the RLCS Season 1 group stage, and now in league play, they are the team that has the most to work for. They're a team that hasn't been able to prove themselves up until now. Revival, kind of in the same place. They're a team that some of the players were in Season 1, and then there was a bit of a mix-up. We're not going to talk about it because it's too long of a story, and they weren't able to really play. So both of these teams kind of in the position of trying to prove themselves, but Revival has been doing a better job.
Bell getting excited over there with his camera work as they jump into the kickoff for game number 1. Deception versus Revival. Revival coming off a 3-0 win in the series before, but this is a brand new team. We'll see what they can do. A sub in place for Fireworks. That's Bell. See if you can work some magic off the bat here, but no early goals for either team as they try to feel it out. It's going to be some adaptation here for Revival as they get used to a new play style.
Revival already trying their best to keep control. You see them spreading out, doing what they did last game against Take-3, trying to gain full control of their opponent's half.
Chrome putting that out for Hot Wheels Sid. But a stop by Corrupted as he rushes back. Gets in way of that one. A little bit of a miscarriage there from Genocop. And that's going to be in front of the net and a pass. And Vince is going to put that one in front.
Looks like Revival got caught off trying to get a little bit too far ahead of themselves. We saw a player right there going in the corner with no one in net. There was no need to challenge that. If your net is open, your last man back, you do not want to challenge that from the corner unless you 100% have it. And he missed by a pretty big margin.
First goal already in favor of Deception as they're looking to take that streak away from Revival. But we've seen some goals get answered pretty quick in these series today already. Bell looking to get another one, a whiff there from him. He's going to leave that for Corrupted, but a contest from Genocop sends it right back down towards that blue end as Revival makes an attack here. Hot Wheel not in the right spot to put any more pressure on. Vince is going to flick that one down. Control of that. The pass out to Corrupted, but a little bit too high for him. He's probably going to try to get out of the play as Bell also misses a couple there. Throwing himself around, but it worked out as Vince had enough time to get back, put some pressure on. Revival looking to break out of their own end here. Deception not making it easy.
Deception is trying to contest. Oh, Vince just falling short, that hit in the corner. But we did see Revival overcommit not long ago. And if we can see Deception get another point on the board, it would look good to start off this series.
Genocop's going to be able to pick this one up off that pass there from Corrupted. Bell now regaining possession for his team, but Hot Wheel Sid getting in the fray. Sends that one towards the net. Spider-Man touch leaves Vince the last one in net. Genocop the only one putting on pressure here. Now's a 3-man rotation ready to strike, but it does get flicked down towards the other end. Chrome not able to get there, and the longest shot in the world going in for Corrupted.
Watching Vince actually took a look at this. He's like, I kind of want to go for this, and then instead he didn't. I don't really know what he did. I think he was, but I was actually watching him. He took off ball cam, had no idea where anyone was. He just drove into the net. I think he just wanted to feel like the ball as well.
He just wanted to be on camera.
Maybe, honestly.
Hot Wheels Sid with another shot. Almost bringing a goal on the scoreboard for themselves. Bell moving that back down to the other end, though. Genocop and Chrome working their way back towards the blue side. Hot Wheels Sid looking for a demo potentially, but Corrupted was in the air to stop that one instead of on the ground. He's going to rotate back. Now Vince with a shot potential. If he puts it on, good placement to make sure no one gets to it in 3-0 lead now for Deception.
Bell talks about Vince's skill, and this is a perfect showcase. Getting up, look at the placement of the shot from midfield, beautifully into the corner. Almost caressed both the crossbar and the post at the same time.
You could not have put that more left if you had tried and still put it in the net. What a shot from Vince. 2 minutes left, though, for Revival to pull this one back, but these shots have been precise. And Deception knows when they can score, and they're taking advantage of that. This could be another one here. If it goes past Bell, almost pushing that one past Genocop, but it does go off the crossbar instead. Pressure not up from Deception yet. Vince very quick to the air every single time. Allowing his teammates to feel confident as he puts another one in, no one contesting that.
Corrupted actually went to go hit Hot Wheels Sid, and he actually does smack the top of his car. I don't know if that actually prevented him, but he flips over Hot Wheels Sid, and it might have messed him up. That could have been why that went unanswered, but with 4-0, Deception looking so strong.
Absolutely. It's not the way I thought this series would go right off the bat, but anything can happen in the next few games, and it can still happen in this game. Vince is going to make sure they stay in the lead, though, as he puts some pressure on Genocop, Hot Wheels Sid, and Chrome, all moving up for Team Revival as they try to get a scoring opportunity here, but they just kind of give away possession and flop back onto defense as they try again. Chrome has a chance. Vince getting in the way of that one. We're seeing some more aggressive push-ups now from Revival, but they're not really getting past that midfield line. And hopefully for them, we won't see some more open nets like there almost was there. So they have a chance off the wall. If Chrome can get a touch out, no, he's going to leave that for Hot Wheel. The shot on net. There's their first goal, but with a minute left, 3 goals is going to be a mountain.
3 goals is definitely going to be a struggle. We see them get the pass above Corrupted, trying to get that touch out, but he just falls a bit short. But right now, Revival is going to really have to pick up the pace. They have been very, very quiet. I just looked at the stats. They only had 5 shots and 1 save up until that moment.
1 minute, as we said, 3 goals. Hot Wheel trying to get one off the bat there. Chrome trying to keep that pressure up. And here's Gino to follow through. Now they're getting some pressure on offense with only 2 people in net. They can probably put one in here. Chrome and Hot Wheel both going for that push. They have to now with 40 seconds left. Thankfully for them, Genocop recognized he needed to get back. Allow them to get another play started up, but Bell on his way back gets in the way of that, giving his teammates enough time to put it back towards the net. A tricky spot for Revival. That was rolling in front of their net. Corrupted out to Bell as they try to put another one in. What a good touch to get it around every defender from Bell.
Deception is just following up everything they did. That's off the ceiling, so hard to follow up. We see a player actually miss it from Revival, trying to go for the same ball. Granted, it was a little tougher on defense. You had to get behind it as opposed to just give it a good old smack. But we see Deception getting up for that exceptionally.
Genocop quick to the air on that. Bell is going to beat him with 15 seconds left and 4 goals left. I don't see Revival coming back from game number 1. And game 2 is what they're going to want to be looking at. Figure out what went wrong in this one. And a nice confidence booster goal there. 5 seconds left. You know, the question is, what can they do in game number 2?
Oh, well, definitely nothing they can do in game number 1. So game number 2, it seems like there could have been a bit of underestimation. I think that Revival came out just a little bit slow, a little weak. They weren't prepared for Deception. And as we know, like, Deception going from with the death side and just knowing, like, they are a bit of the underdogs in the series. They haven't been able to prove themselves as much. They're not players that have been in the RLCS before. So from what it looks like, I think Revival may have actually had a bit of a tough time.
Absolutely, and I think you know, it's going to be I think it's going to be a very tough thing to come back for Revival. If they can speed up in game number 2, for sure. Like game number 2 is really going to decide the rest of the series for Revival. If they can pull back and be able to keep this one at least closer, they'll have a chance to speed up in the rest of the games and, you know, take that confidence away from Deception. But if game number 2 goes the way it did in game number 1, I think this is just Deception's series to take.
It definitely is. I mean, we didn't see the passing plays we see at Revival. That's one of the things I loved watching those guys do. They spread out, they get the passing plays, they can read the ball really quickly, really well. They get those double jump aerials in. We didn't see any of that. They really didn't take control at all in their opponent's half. They weren't able to follow things up. They weren't prepared, I think, for Revival to get the good touches they were. We saw Bell doing really well to fill the spot, and he was not there last week. Lawler brought up it could have been a concern that they had someone new in the roster, and I agree with him, but it doesn't seem to be bothering them at all.
No, absolutely. And again, Bell's been there. Even when he's missing, though, his teammates are watching out for him, and they're just all together. They're watching out for each other, and that's what helped them. But as you mentioned, I think coming off of a 3-0 confident win of Take 3, Revival just underestimated what their opponents in this match could do.
Yeah, I definitely do expect to see quite the turnaround. I expect to see a lot more coming out of this game. I do want to see Revival. Oh, it's looking like we may. Again.
There's just so many tea times right now. They're trying to give Gibbs that nap he wanted.
Oh yeah, Gibbs, this is your time. Gibbs, you should be napping right now. I really hope you are. I'm looking out for you. Right?
There we go. But yeah, coming into this next one, Revival, as you said, they weren't getting up for some of the things they should. What in their mentality needs to change, though?
I mean, it was really hard to say in pinpoint. It really was just Deception taking away that game. There was a pretty big margin. Revival they weren't following up. They weren't getting the touches they need. And, you know, I mean, sometimes it's hard when you're just watching the game live to really pinpoint where all the mistakes were. Like, you try your best, but you're watching both teams. You're trying to see it from both their perspectives. It's definitely something that I will be able to talk more on, hopefully next week, and be able to look back at these games and see exactly.
In the classroom.
In Carpet's classroom. We'll do some more of that. Don't worry. But, you know, just see exactly where they struggled. There were a lot of points that we just saw, like, failed attempts. They weren't being quick, I think is what I saw. They were just a little bit sluggish.
Cool. As I said, game number 2 is really what going to decide the pace for the rest of the series. If we can bring it a lot closer, Revival has a chance, but this is once again a blowout. It means they're not able to make that adjustment playing against a new team. It could be a disaster in this series for them if Deception can win this confidently. Although, goal going to come up pretty easy for Chrome there. He's just like, hey, I'll just tap this one in.
This was a good passing play. Gino Cop pushing it straight across the field, beating Corrupted. Then Bell being last man on defense. Now he has to cut this off from Chrome, or else he's going to be in a one-on-one situation, which you will almost always lose at this skill level.
I think Bell misreading some of the angles he had to cut off in net there. They did an easy shot for Chrome to put in a quick early goal 30 seconds in. See if the answer can come up for Deception or if this is going to be that turnaround Revival needed. Chrome to Gino Cop, back to Chrome. Good two-man passing plays here. Hot Wheel waiting patiently for a pass, the touch, the finish.
No.
Almost there it is. Gino Cop is going to finish it as the defense desperately tries to keep it out.
Hot Wheel Sid getting this gorgeous touch, but it just getting saved. I'm sure he felt kind of cheated out of it, but thankfully his teammate Gino Cop there to follow through.
Again, you saw Hot Wheels Sid coming up so quickly, but put the brakes on hard when he knew his teammate was going to turn around. Good awareness of each other to make that one go in. Otherwise, you could have seen some overcommittance. But Revival now sitting up 2-0, and only a minute of gameplay has passed by. And they're looking to get another one right here. Hot Wheel just a little bit too aggressive on it. Chrome as well. Gino Cop with the finisher. 3 goals in about a minute of gameplay.
This is interesting. The first touch almost being an own goal, and then 2 preemptive touches, but we see Gino Cop, or not Gino Cop, we saw someone in net actually getting the bump on Corrupted G just as he was coming out. I think Corrupted G was in the best place to try and get that save, but this is quite the turnaround from last game.
Oh, absolutely. 3 goals already for Revival. Vince is trying to change that with a long shot. Bell trying to put that one on target, but they do miss. Corrupted coming in hot, leaving Hot Wheel Sid to have to flick that one back towards the other end. Chrome to Hot Wheel up quick. That's a shot. There it is, 4 goals. And this is looking like a new team.
We saw this good touch out to Vince, and what I love is that Chrome was actually second in line for that. He noticed that Vince was going to get a touch, so instead he drops back, turns around, gets that touch over to Hot Wheel Sid. That's just knowing how your opponents are going to hit the ball and being able to read the bounce as well.
Chrome winning that 50-50, but Bell getting possession out of it, sends it up to Vince as he was ready for the cheat. The shot way too slow. Easy save for Chrome. Corrupted trying to follow through with his own touch. He gets it and puts it in. Now they're finally on the scoreboard. Only 3 more to go with lots of time left.
Gino Cop found himself in no man's land. He was kind of in the middle, not on defense, not on offense. Hot Wheel Sid wasn't able to get in the way, and it just soared right over Gino Cop.
We said 3:15 left. In game number 2, Deception did win game number 1. Revival's looking to take the second one, though. 4 quick goals. The answer's starting to come out from Deception. Could be another turnaround. If they can get themselves situated here. Good stop from Corrupted, knowing where that pass was going to go. Bello Chrome getting in the way and then just bumping. Corrupted, try to give their teammates some more time. Vince telling Bell to get up there. I'm going to pass it to you. Unfortunately, he can't get it to him. Bell is going to have to move back instead. Hot Wheel, Gino, we see them do this before. And those usually go in. Good stop there from Corrupted as he keeps that passing play out. There's a shot almost from Gino, but it's intercepted by defense. 2.5 minutes left, and they have yet to get another goal on the side of Deception. This could be it here. A good passing play. Bell up to Vince. Vince touches it. Look at that. Between these two, Vince and Bell, they are watching out for each other.
Vince sets the play up to Bell, then Bell tries to lob it over all the way into the corner for Vince, and Vince gets up for it. Just a display.
That was an amazing classic 1-2 punch coming out from Vince and Bell. What a play from them. Looking forward to seeing that one later. See if they can get another one, though. 2 minutes left. It only took them a minute to get that one. They have lots of time to pull this back to an even game. This could be the chance here if Vince can get this one out. A little bit high of a pop, though. I don't think he was expecting to go that hard. He's going to leave it back at midfield. And Vince to Corrupted. Passing play. Bell feels backflip. Maybe intentional, realizing he wouldn't have been able to get up to that one in time. But they're putting pressure on, and they're starting to get passing plays started, and this is what they need.
They most definitely are. We saw Revival wake up a bit in the earlier.
Oh, that's going to be a goal!
What? I need to actually watch this replay. I need to watch this replay again. We see the pinch off in the corner. Oh, no. What an unfortunate situation when all the Revival players just, I believe, flailing into each other.
I think Hot Wheel Sid took one of his guys out.
Out as an... he was sent him to the moon.
He's an Elon Musk. He's an Elon Musk fan. He's going to Mars right now. Shot now from Corrupted. They're only 1 goal down. They're making this turnaround with 1:30 left. It's getting it down to crunch time, but they do have time to get one. They're watching each other, and they're getting the passing plays and taking advantage of any mistakes that Revival is making. And that's exactly what they need to be doing. Great mid-game adaptation, which is really hard to do. But they are doing it. Watching out, though, a bit of a defensive sticky situation here, as Revival had a good spot to put that towards the net. Hot Wheel trying to follow up his own shot there, but Vince is going to clear that to midfield. 1 minute left, and Vince has control. The pass to Corrupted. Oh no, no finish, so close. Bell trying, and Vince with another follow-up.
There we go with the tie.
These guys are just nuts. They're watching up for every single touch from each other.
They are looking for each other constantly, and they're following up. We see 2 shots going left post, then right post. Vince still there for the 3rd touch. Just overall perfect rotations coming in.
These guys are looking so strong right now. Just absolutely incredible communication and teamwork coming out of Deception to bring it back to a tie game with 47 seconds left. They are looking good to win this one. Off the backboard, can Bell get that touch? A little bit too wide. Chrome is going to get possession. A good awareness from Corrupted to not put pressure on and just get back so that he's ready for defense. Bell, the touch out. Vince has a chance now. He's got Corrupted with him. The touch a little bit out of his control. Chrome is going to be able to take that one back. There's Bell, though, to put that over top of Hot Wheel Sid, who's way behind on that play. Corrupted waiting for a touch from Chrome. He gets it to the front, and there's Vince with the finisher. 5 goals they've gotten in 3 minutes to pull it back against Revival.
They're just on a breakaway. There's no one stopping them. Corrupted putting that in. Just too much pressure for Revival to handle. All of them stuck in the corner. And what I love seeing right now out of Deception, is that on defense, they never just go for the hard clear for no reason. They are always looking for a teammate to pass it to.
8 seconds left now for Revival to be able to get another goal to tie this one up. They are on the push forward. If this can stay alive, I'm pretty sure Vince is going to let it die. Wow. He does. The pullback, how clutch was that?
I think that's the biggest comeback we've seen so far in the RLCS. I would definitely want to go back and double check that. That is the biggest comeback I know I've seen. And they were able to clutch it without even going into overtime. Well, they take it in standard time.
We talked before about how teams haven't come back when they were down 3 goals. They were down 4 goals in the first minute of gameplay. And they came back and won that one 5-4. Incredible comeback. Now, The thing I don't know is, was that Revival being like, we're up 4 goals, let's get complacent again? Or was that Deception just utterly like destroying?
I got to give the credit to Deception. While Revival definitely did slow down, no one gets 5-goal complacency.
That's true.
You don't let 5 goals go in because you're like, we've got this in the bag. So I got to give that one to Deception, waking up, coming alive. Some beautiful passing plays, and definitely watch them on defense. We never see them just clear it for no reason out of panic mode. They will always get a nice touch to a teammate in the corner, to a side, someone waiting up in midfield. It's always going to be they're going to contain control when they can.
I mean, I don't know how many times it happened, but Vince, even in their own end or at midfield, a lot of times just dropped it down, slowed it down, took control, and let his teammates get up so they get passing plays. That was their biggest stronghold in game number 2, is the team plays. We're next, like, the entire highlight series is just from game number 2 from Deception, I bet. Like, that they were so strong together, and if they can do that in game number 3, this is a sweep.
They're looking to sweep Revival, who just swept Take 3.
Right?
If we did like the rock, paper, scissors, shoot comparison, this would be a mess. It would not work.
It'd be just confusing as heck. Gino Cop tries to put the first one in game number 3. Deception up 2-0 with an incredible comeback in game number 2 when they were down 4 goals. They pull back 5, although Hot Wheels Sid with a miss was the goal that they needed. Those have to go in, especially when you're playing against a team that's just woken up. It's not even just woken up, but just figured out what they need to do. And Vince with the turnaround goal.
Vince from the side midfield, noticing that all of Revival was just too far to net. We see all 3 in the corner. Chrome going to try and follow that up, but not realizing that 2 of his teammates still in the corner trying to fight through that.
I think it's coming down to communication right now, and Revival needs some of it. They don't end up in situations like that. Corrupted a touch to midfield, just making Chrome back up a bit. But Bell is way out of the play. Now they're getting some passing plays of their own, but Corrupted's like, hey, we did that last match. We're watching out for what you're doing. Don't take our tricks. Bell by himself, sending that one back to Corrupted, but Corrupted is going to back up as Hot Wheel and Chrome rushed forward on that one. Thankfully he did. He'll be in a good spot on defense as a third rotation in. As a shot, oh, that was a rocket off the crossbar. That was a dinger for sure, but not going to drop in the net there. Still have 1-0. Lots of time left to get some more. I'm sure they're not going to rush anything. Drop it in front of their net. Corrupted gets the touch to make sure no scoring opportunities came up for Revival there. Gino Cop, though, with a shot potential. Stopped once again as Vince gets up for quick to that one. Pressure not letting up from Revival yet. They're trying to get this tie-up goal. As Chrome keeps that low, but Corrupted taking possession stops them from advancing any further.
Revival go for plays that are a little bit tight, a little too complex, but they're straight in front of the net. That's what I want to see.
Well, they still do have pressure on if Gino can take this away from Corrupted. Vince steals it away as it goes back into their hands. We'll see it a rollout to Chrome. Chrome with a shot potential to the far side. Decent placement, but there was someone in net on the side of Deception to stop that one. Corrupted now sending that towards the other end. A shot potential here off the backboard. Chrome in a bad spot. That's going to be Hot Wheels Sid rushing to get that, knowing his teammate was going to be in a tough spot to make that save. Bell Hot Wheel. Bell winning that one. Gino Cop forced to get up quick into the air as pressure now really coming up from Deception. They've turned it around. We saw Revival putting on pressure, but now it is in the hands of Deception as they want another one to solidify their win here. 2.5 minutes left. Still only 1 goal up. Any goal can really change this. Chrome with a good mind game there, but it wasn't enough as defense stops that out. Rough touch here, but good defensive rotations. As you said, no rush for them.
We just saw Vince as patient as possible in that. He trusted Corrupted to get the touch, but knew Corrupted G didn't have a very good one. So Vince actually backed up deeper in the net instead of following through, waited for the weak shot, and was able to get it clear from there.
Absolutely right, and I'm glad you called it out before. They're playing smart and patient. They know they have to, because any rushed decisions can be mistakes and lead to goals for your opponents. Bell stopping Hot Wheels Sid in his tracks. Chrome not expecting that. Doesn't get the best touch he could have. No fault of his. It's Deception doing a very good job stopping this ball in his track for any advance that Revival is trying to get here. Gino Cop up with the reverse touch on that one. pressure coming up from Revival now. We seem to see Waves go back and forth, scoring opportunity, but Corrupted gets in the way. That should have been a goal for Revival, but it's not.
Here we go.
And the slow roller is going to be a goal for Deception as they put another one in.
Deception able to eke this out after an incredible save from Corrupted, and then just rolling by. That cannot feel too good.
Man, that was like a 12-kilometer roller if he had not gotten that touch. And a minute 20 left. As I said, we're getting waves of pressure from both teams. Revival just needs to be able to put one in when they're on their wave. And this could be it right here. If Chrome gets a good touch, puts it to the far side instead, maybe expecting a teammate, but now Vincent Corrupted. Deception moving forward, a flick, passing plays from them. Probably a nail in the coffin at this point.
They are really just taking this away. Now 3-0, Finch just hopping over Chrome as he tries to contest that. Tapping it over to his teammate. This is what I mean by just team awareness. They know where each other are and they're always trying to put it to each other. Vince especially has been all over that. Every time he sees an opportunity to give it to a player, instead of take a shot, he always goes for the latter. Performer. I almost did it cool, and I didn't do it cool. Now I sound
we'll just edit it for later.
Yeah, we can do that in post-production, right?
Cheeto Cop and Chrome trying now. 48 seconds left for 3 goals. This is going to be a really hard spot, but they're going for desperate plays here. Almost Corrupted. If Hot Wheels Sid had gotten that touch, it would have been a goal for them. A little bit of a miss, though, and it's not. 35 seconds left. That's going to be another one for Bell. If you can put that on hard, it is 4-0. And as much as I love sweet aerials and freestyles, team plays are hands down win my heart every time, and Deception is doing exactly that.
Misdirection will always trump almost everything else here in Rocket League. And we just saw all 3 Revival players crumpled together, all right underneath the ball, as we see the shot just soar over their heads. No one can get back on net in time to try and defend that.
I think at this point it's going to be a little bit of a last-ditch effort for Revival as they just try to keep a little bit of pride with a goal, maybe. Make something look fancy. That's all they can do at this point. I think a 3-0 is probably coming into the hands of Deception against Revival as we come down to the last 10 seconds of gameplay. 4 goals is not possible at this point. And Bell wants one more as that goes into the net. Of course, they're going to make us wait one more second, but that's going to be it. Deception will be taking the win 3-0 over Revival.
Deception with just some magnificent team plays. We're able to take this in a result that I don't think any of us expected.
No.
Just 3-0ing. These are the underdogs that are proving they don't want to be underdogs. They're a team that we definitely wanted to know how they were going to perform, and they are showing up today.
And Waller was talking before about just the only consistent thing is inconsistencies. Who would have thought Deception would take this one against Revival, especially after they just 3-0 Take 3, and especially after Take 3 went their whole first week without losing a set.
It's utter mayhem.
It's crazy.
I'm loving it.
NA the new EU. Right?
We have no way to predict. Honestly, like we do all sit as a group and like do little predictions to see how we do.
I'm not doing
them
them
today
anymore.
is ruining everything.
I'm randomly picking everything every time now.
That's why.
It's going to be, that's pretty much what it's going to be at this point. But we're going to go back to the desk and see what they thought about that. Passing plays, incredible from Deception. Congrats to them. Desk, take it away.
We're currently looking for a prop right now. I think there's a broom in here somewhere. That's the 4th sweep of the day, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. And honestly, in that one, Deception coming back from being down 4-0, absolutely ridiculous. Let's take another look at the mobile one. High performance replay from that match to see exactly how Deception got it done.
This is a very offensive heavy series. Tons of shots by both teams in all 3 games. And it just came, like what happened was wide open nets. Wide open nets were happening a lot for Deception, and that's how they were scoring a lot of these goals. Like here, 2 wide open net goals right away at the start. Very weird that like Revival didn't have anyone back for some of these plays.
Right, and it just baffles me. Like game 2, you see this team of Revival come out of nowhere. Like they put shot after shot, they go up by 4, and then Deception for some reason was like, okay, let's start now.
Yeah.
And then just back to back to back. And like they mentioned over at the casters, they didn't even let it go into overtime. Like they stopped in regulation, 5 goals unanswered.
Yeah, they just kept up with the pressure, and then like the goalies just couldn't clear it well enough, and no one could cycle back, and they were just getting those wide open nets. Like right there, they got the game winner with a wide open net once again. Again here, like Corrupted, wide open net. Happened time and time again, but Deception's defense was pretty good because they let up a ton of shots, but they just weren't going in. They were making a lot of saves for Deception, and just well done by them. Very surprising from what we just saw in the series before with the 3-0 against Take-3. Now Deception 3-0 is Revival. And
Leaf
like
was saying
everyone's going to be 2-2.
Leaf was saying it earlier. It's like, what's going on? Because Revival 3-0's Take-3, and you got to think, okay, this Revival team's on fire. And then they go up against Deception, they get swept 0-3.
Right, and not only that, like Deception came in with sub, and there was times like Bell did miss a lot, but the fact that the team play was able to come in, they talk about how the constant cycle of rotations, like people come in, make plays, like even though there was minor mistakes, like the guys worked together well. I mean, Vince to Bell, Bell to Vince, like back and forth all series. It was really well played.
Yeah.
Like in Deception, won all 3 games, 5 goals per game. In all 3 games, they scored 5, which is insane. 10 goals in a row versus just, I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm done. I really need that nap.
I'm actually kind of happy for Deception 2 based on just how close they were to actually coming out with the win from week 1. It's like, okay, they were due. This is a good team. They should not be underestimated. Really cool to see them get, again, another sweep over Revival. So coming up next, we're not done watching Deception. This time, they're going to be facing off against one of the hottest teams right now in the Rocket League Championship Series. It is Genesis led by Espion. That's going to be coming up after the break again, Deception versus Genesis. You're watching the Rocket League Championship Series. We're live from Burbank, California. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Genesis versus Deception. Stay tuned.